I still remember the day I stumbled upon the story of the Smith family, living in a cozy suburban house with 2 adorable kids and a loving husband. From the outside, they seemed like the perfect family, always smiling, always volunteering, and always supportive of their community. But as I dug deeper, I discovered a web of lies and deceit that would leave me shocked and disturbed. As I began to research, I found out that the family's patriarch, John, was a successful businessman with a charming personality and a reputation for being kind to those in need. His wife, Emily, was a stay-at-home mom who spent her days taking care of their 2 kids, Jack and Lily. But what seemed like a fairy tale from the start began to unravel when I discovered a mysterious email on John's old computer. The email was from an unknown sender, and it was dated 2 years before the family's idyllic facade was formed. In the email, John admitted to being involved in some shady dealings with his business partner, and it seemed like the perfect setup for a tragic event. But I knew I couldn't stop there. I had to keep digging to uncover the truth. As I dug deeper, I found out that the family's business partner was none other than John's best friend, Mike. Mike had been accused of embezzling millions from his previous employers, but John had always stood by him, covering up his wrongdoings and protecting his reputation. But what happened to Mike? Why did John's life suddenly change for the better after their business partnership? The more I researched, the more questions I had. I was starting to piece together a puzzle that seemed to have no rhyme or reason. But then, I found a crucial piece of evidence that would change everything. A police officer who had been involved in the case came forward, revealing a chilling conversation he had with John during an investigation. According to the officer, John had confessed to being part of a money laundering scheme with Mike, using their business as a front to clean dirty cash. But what really caught my attention was John's reaction to the officer's question about his family's well-being. He had broken down in tears, admitting that his family was a product of his guilt and shame. As the officer continued to share his account, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The Smith family, with their perfect facade, was actually a product of John's guilt and shame. He had used his family as a way to wash away his sins, creating a sense of normalcy and happiness that was all just an act. I felt a chill run down my spine as I realized the truth behind the Smith family's seemingly perfect life. But the story doesn't end there. As I continued to research, I found out that John's scheme had come crashing down when he was caught by the authorities. His business partner, Mike, had turned against him, exposing his wrongdoings to the world. The Smith family's perfect facade crumbled, revealing a dark secret that would haunt them for the rest of their lives. As I finished my research, I couldn't help but feel a sense of sadness and regret. The Smith family story was a cautionary tale about the dangers of hiding our true selves behind a mask of perfection. We often see people on the surface, but we never truly know what's going on beneath. The Smith family story is a reminder to be honest with ourselves and others, to face our fears and our flaws, and to never let guilt and shame consume us. The Smith family story may seem like a tragic tale, but it's also a reminder that it's never too late to make things right. John's guilt and shame may have driven him to create a perfect facade, but they also led him to confront his wrongdoings and seek redemption. And even though his family's life was forever changed, they were given a second chance to start anew. As I finished writing this story, I couldn't help but wonder what had become of the Smith family. Had they found peace and redemption, or were they still trapped in their dark secret? I may never know the answer, but I do know one thing: their story will stay with me forever, a haunting reminder of the dangers of hiding our true selves behind a mask of perfection.